UFC Fight Night, Perez versus Taira is this weekend. I'm going to break down all the fights, give my predictions, and I want to let y'all know in the last 3 weeks I've been 10-2, 10-2, and 8-6. So you can trust me, man. You can trust me. Might not seem like it, but you can. But starting with the first fight of the night, it'll be Ulanbekov against Costa. So they both lost to Steve Garcia. I'm going to go with Costa with a round 3 TKO. Just because Nurdenbecky's most recent win wasn't real. James Krause knew that the guy was injured and he knew he was going to lose. So the TKO win doesn't even count. Whereas Costa has a pretty good win against Austin Lingo. It was a good fight. He showed great speed in his hands, good timing. I don't think Nurdenbecky is going to be able to outstrike him. I think Costa has good scrambling. So overall, I just don't think Nurdenbecky, he is a strong wrestler, but I don't think it'll be good enough to keep Costa on the ground or do a lot of damage with ground and pound. I think Costa will be able to probably gas him out. And then by round 3, he'll deaden his leg because Nurdenbecky does not check leg kicks. So he'll make his leg dead and he'll gas him out and he'll probably take him out against the cage. Round 3 TKO. On to the next fight. Julia Polastri against Josephine Knudsen. Or Knudsen. Or I don't know how to say her name. I'm going with Josephine by decision. Just because UFC experience, man. I don't know what else to say. She's a good fighter. Julia had a great fight on the Contender Series. She got a sub win. Don't think she'll be able to sub Knudsen. And yeah, I'm going to go with Josephine with a decision win. Just seems pretty easy. Next fight, though, Jekka Sargi against Weston Wilson. Weston Wilson is still in the UFC, and he sucks. He's not good. He has that Wonder Boy style because he trains with Wonder Boy. He thinks he is Wonder Boy, but he's not. And the UFC obviously doesn't like him. They gave him Joe Anderson Brito, KO'd. They gave him Gene Silva, KO'd. They know what they're doing. Now they're giving him Jekka, so it's going to be the same thing. I'm sure he will get KO'd in the first round. He has his hands so low, but he's not fast. And Jekka has too much power. He did lose to Anshul Jubilee. But we're not going to think about that. We're just going to think about his KO over Lucas Alexander. And we're not going to look to the past because Weston Wilson sucks, shouldn't be in the UFC. And yeah, let's move on because this guy is constantly getting fraud checked. And this is the last time he needs to get fraud checked. So congrats to Jekka for being the one to get Weston Wilson out of the UFC. On to the next one. Carly Judas against Gabriela Fernandez. I'm going with Gabriela Fernandez. Why? She's had a lot of UFC experience, and by a lot, 2 fights. She's had 2 fights in the UFC. She lost them both. And like Carly Judas, she had a scrap with Ernesta on Dana White Contender Series. Great fight. But I'm looking at Gabriela's picture. She seems scary. Carly seems like a nice person. Yeah, why not? And also, Gabriela has way more MMA experience. 8-3 compared to a 3-1. So yeah, I'm going to go with Gabriela by decision here. On to the next fight, Garrett Armfield against Brady Highstand. I just want to say right now, I hate Brady Highstand and how he fights. He's delusional. Another delusional fighter out there. These guys have no brain cells, and it's insane. His striking sucks. His grappling isn't even that good. His last submission win was 4 years ago. He got a KO win over Donna, or however you say his name. I don't rate that at all. Whereas Garrett Armfield got a win against Brad Katona. Brad Katona's actually not bad. He's actually not bad. Like, he's pretty good. He's like a Walmart version of Volkanovski. So you have to give him his credit. He also beat Toshiomi Kazama. So Garrett Armfield, he can scrap. He's good. But he's kind of a boring fucking fighter. So I'm going to go with him by decision. Like, I just don't think Brady Hiestand is skilled at all. At all. I think he'll probably just get ragdolled this whole fight. Whatever Garrett Armfield wants to do, he'll do. But he'll probably won't be able to get Brady Hiestand out of there. On to the next fight, though. Nate Maness against Jimmy Flick. Nobody thinks Jimmy Flick is winning this. Nobody. Nate Maness' last fight was against Mateus Mendoza. KO'd him. It's a great KO. Got subbed by Tagir Ulanbekov. Didn't get subbed by Umar, because Umar secretly is not that good. And Jimmy Flick is coming off a sub against Malcolm Gordon. So Malcolm Gordon is not really that good, right? But if you look at Jimmy Flick's fights, he knows how to stay in there. The one against Alessandro Costa, the ref stopped it, but he was still in there. He was still in there, and I don't think Nate Maness has that kind of technique and or power like Alessandro Costa to tag up Jimmy Flick. In fact, I think this can be a lot closer than people expect. And I'm going to go with Jimmy Flick by round 2 submission. I think Nate Maness is too sloppy. I think he will make a mistake. And I think Jimmy Flick is going to sub him on the ground. Because Nate Maness does have decent wrestling. But Jimmy Flick has been doing this, man, for a long time. I don't know. He just seems like he knows what to do. He seems like a guy you can trust. No one's trusting him, and I'm going to trust him. He's the underdog, so I'm sure the bet of him winning by sub is wild. Yeah, that's my crazy underdog pick for today, I'm pretty sure. On to the next fight, though. But yeah, Jimmy Flick by round 2 sub. Now, Tagir Ulanbekov against Joshua Van. I keep hitting something. Tagir Ulanbekov against Joshua Van. Joshua Van, tons of hype around him. Tons of hype, but he's the underdog. On Tapology, he is the favorite. Undefeated in the UFC, whereas Tagir lost to Tim Elliott. You might think that's a bad loss. Tim Elliott's really fucking good. He's really, really good. He's a really skilled flyweight. He's great on the feet, great on the ground, everywhere. Now, Tagir took out Nate Maness, subbed him, obviously just said that, and he subbed Cody Durden. So he hasn't really been given a high-level guy. Now, that's the only thing that scares me here. Joshua Van, he just fought Felipe Boons. And Felipe Boons had a lot of moments against him. All I had to see. That's all I had to see. Felipe Boons was able to hold him on the ground. Felipe Boons was tagging him. I get Joshua Van over time was able to make him tired, was able to just ground and pound him and just get it out over a combination of strikes. But that will not happen with Tagir Ulanbekov. If Joshua Van starts getting off a lot of strikes, all Tagir's going to do is shoot for the takedown, and he will get it. He might not be able to hold Van down for that long, but he'll get that control and he'll stop the pressure from Van, and then he'll just go back to striking. And Tagir's good on his feet. He has a great 1-2. He has calf kicks. He cheaps a lot. I don't necessarily see a way for Joshua Van to win this. And he's smaller. He has a 2-inch height disadvantage, 5-inch reach disadvantage. So He's going to have trouble on the feet too. Overall, I think this is just a really bad matchup for Joshua Van. If he wins, it'll show that he's like really ready for that top echelon of fighters, but he's only 22. Tagir's 32. He wants to be up there with all his brothers. So I think Tagir's going to beat him by decision. I don't think Tagir will be able to sub him or take him out because Joshua Van has a chin and he's durable and he doesn't want to lose. But I think he'll get outpointed. So Ulanbekov by decision. On to the next fight, Adam Fugit versus Josh Quinlan. Adam Fugit, I don't know. I don't have many thoughts about this guy, but I have thoughts about Josh Quinlan. Josh Quinlan is really good. He's really skilled. He's technically pretty sound and he has a lot of power, but he's been given guys like Trey Waters and Danny Barlow terrible matchups for him. And finally, he's given the sacrificial lamb of Adam Fugit. Sorry, man. I don't know why these guys are near even, because Adam Fugit literally is so open to an overhand right at all times, and Josh Quinlan loves to throw that. So I think he'll get tagged up in the first round. I think he's pretty durable, and he'll want to win this. And Adam Fugit's probably going to think he can win this. He'll probably think it's a winnable fight because the guy's coming off 2 knockout losses. But Josh Quinlan, it takes a lot to take the dude out. Like, Trey Waters and Danny Barlow are really, really good. And it took a lot. And Adam Fugit does not have that. So he'll come in confident. First round, he won't get taken out because of the confidence, but in the second round, lights out. So Josh Quinlan by second round KO. Still have a few fights to go. Okay, next fight, Asu Almabayev against Jose Johnson. Now, Jose Johnson, when he came into the UFC, I was really excited because his skill, he just looks really slick on his feet. And then he fought Damon Blackshear, right? He got twisted. Cool. Fine. Unlucky. Cool moment for Damon Blackshear. And then he fights Chad Anheleger. He subs him. And now he's coming down to 125. Against Asu Almabayev. Probably one of the better prospects at flyweight right now, if not the best, because he's good everywhere. He's pretty sound. He does leave his chin up sometimes when he's scrapping, but besides that, I just don't see where Johnson has a chance here, at all. Asu Almabayev will probably continue to take him down throughout the rounds. Here, let me look at what I wrote down here. Yeah, no, he's gonna grind him out in the cage. He's super. That's what I wanted to remember. He's like Merab. He's like an even smaller Merab. He doesn't stop pressing you. Super Merab. And I don't think Jose Johnson can take that. I think he's gonna get tired, and I think he will get subbed by round 3. So Almabayev round 3 sub. On to next, Miles Johns against Douglas Silva DeAndrade. If you look at Miles Johns fights, for anyone that is picking Miles Johns here, I just want you to ask yourself, when does this guy ever take a risk? Now, if you look at DeAndrade, I'm just going to call him Douglas Silva. Whenever you look at Douglas Silva, his fights, this guy is a scrappy fucking fighter. This guy comes to fight. He wants to win. He is Brazilian in and out. And that's all you got to know. 8 years older than Miles Johns, but he just wants it more. He can take more hits. Miles Johns has tons of power. Don't think he's going to take out Douglas Silva. In fact, I think Douglas Silva has a decent chance of taking out Miles Johns if he decides to just unload. Probably won't happen though, because he doesn't really do that. He missed weight in his last fight, so obviously the weight cut's getting to him. But I think he's just overall too skilled of a fighter. He's way too experienced to make a fuck up against a guy like Miles Johns, guy that's not even that good. Like, what are his wins? Vince Morales and Cody Gibson. Cody Gibson's literally a teacher. It's not even a real UFC fighter. Like, it's like you're fighting a guy off the street that has no training experience. So I'm going to go with, and he couldn't even take him out. Yeah, Douglas Silva, I'm going to go with him by decision, but Miles Johns' face looks fucked up. But yeah, next fight. Lucas Almeida against Timmy Kuamba. I think I'm saying your name right. I hope I am. But his last fight was against Balaje Oke. And he damn near beat him. I thought Balaji definitely won, but you know, he had a lot of moments there. He had moments up a weight class and on a week's notice after having a fight the week before. Whereas Lucas Almeida got KO'd by Andre Fili. He got submitted by Pat Sabatini. His last win was 2 years ago against Michael Trizano. And before that, he was not even in the UFC. He lost against Daniel Zellhuber in his Contender Series fight. What else do you got to know? This kid, Timmy Kwamba, is really, really good. He's good. He's young. He's 25 years old. Lucas Almeida is 33. And Timmy, he knows how to put strikes together. He knows how to have fast calf kicks. He has fast calf kicks. He'll take out Lucas Almeida bit by bit. I don't think he has the finishing potential just yet, but who knows? Like, he might just take out Lucas Almeida. I think he'll beat him by decision, and it'll look super technical. It'll be a great win for him at featherweight. And this is going to be the fight where people finally give Timmy Kuamba some credit, because I think he's been wanting to be in the UFC for a while now. And yeah, just happy for the guy, and I hope he shows all his skill, you know? But yeah, Timmy by decision. Ikram Aliskerov versus Antonio Trocoli. We don't even have to talk about this one, because Ikram was supposed to fight Paulo Costa. He was supposed to fight Andre Muniz. He was supposed to fight someone else, I think. And now they're giving him Antonio Trocoli. Antonio Trocoli is not good. Let's just say that. He's not good. He's really big. His last fight, he weighed 200 pounds. Just want to let you guys know that. So might not make weight, first of all. Huge reach, 82-inch reach. But Ikram, he's a beast. We all know this. So on the feet, he might get tagged a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of insane why Antonio Trocoli is getting this opportunity. It would be cool if he knocked out Ikram and just everyone was in shock. But that's probably not going to happen. I think Ikram's going to probably outstrike him on the feet, put him against the cage throughout the first round, really bullying him, probably take him down, bully him in top guard. Second round's going to start, and I think Ikram, I'm going to call it right now, like an overhand, crazy flash knockout, puts the 6'5" monster out. Yeah, but round 2, KO, or TKO. Now on to our main event. Alex Perez versus Tatsuro Taira. Everyone is doubting Alex Perez here. Just like his last fight. People were like, oh, I don't know, maybe Mateus Nicolau. You know, really skilled. Alex Perez on a downslide. You don't know. This is Alex Perez's time. This is his year. Because Tatsuro Taira, he's really good. But just look at his past fights. So he subbed CJ Vergara. Great, right? You're not going to sub Alex Perez. His wrestling is too good. His sub defense, too good. for a guy like Tatsuro Taira, a guy that's not just yet at that echelon of fighter like a Pantoja and or like a Davison Figueiredo, because those guys are tip top of the flyweight division. Tatsuro Taira is barely 24. I don't think he's there yet. Then he fights Edgar Chairez. Goes to decision, where Edgar had moments against him. Had moments. Like, I honestly thought he could have won that fight in some moments, even on the feet. And then he KOs Carlos Hernandez. Carlos Hernandez, not even that good. Don't even rate it that good of a fight. Alex Perez showed he has KO potential. He has great wrestling. And he's a scrappy fighter, and he wants to win. And I think he's just too experienced. I think he wants it too bad. I think Tatsuro Taira might even be overlooking him, potentially. If Tatsuro Taira pays attention to the media at all, he thinks he's winning this fight. And that is what will make him lose. Because everyone underestimates Alex Perez. He just seems like a little stepping stone. But no. I think Alex Perez is going on another title shot. He's going to go for another title shot. That's what I think. And I think it'll be an Alex Perez decision win. Because I don't see him taking out Tatsuro Taira. It would be wild if he knocked him out. But overall, I think he's just going to be too scrappy for Taira. And I don't think Taira is going to be able to control him at all. And I think people are going to realize the different levels in the flyweight division. And this might really suck for flyweight, because people are really hyped about this kid. He's 15-0. And if he loses to Alex Perez, people might be like, damn it. Like this is the best we got. But, it's just how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, that's all my picks for UFC Fight Night, Alex Perez versus Taira. Let me know what you thought, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.